Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. I am Amalgam Ash, and this is the 8D Character Creator. Doubtless, you've seen the other videos kind of popping up on the channel. I have an introduction video, and I have a video that quickly tells you how to place your assets into Backing. Well, it's two explanations. It's the slower one, and then it's the really fast one. So go check those out if you haven't already. This video is intended to give you a deep dive into the program. We're going to check out a bunch of the options, the exports, the configurations that you can give. We're going to be making a lot of random characters and a couple of tall order characters, my OCs, and then we're going to talk about the price point and how we justify this price point. And that might be a big topic for some because the price for this tool is $100 USD. So while this is the highest price tool of any of the ones that I've looked at, we're going to see if we can't justify that price anyway. And I think it will have a justification. I just think there's going to be a balance between that and the accessibility. But we'll talk about that stuff while we're going through here. Now, this tool was made by Cube, not Code, as I ignorantly, mistakenly attributed him in the introductory video, and with art by Low. And if you recognize Low's art, I mean, you'll immediately recognize the sprite design and the style, the aesthetic here. So what are we going to be doing? Let's go through all of the features. Let's give you a quick tour. We have this immediately is how it starts up for me. I did randomize this character a few times before beginning just to get somebody that looked like he kind of made sense. We have two genders to choose from, male and female, and it looks like the outfits are gender locked, which means there is a change aesthetically to how the outfit appears when you choose your gender. So you could make androgynous characters by selecting the male option and then changing the body type and having more effeminate facial features, I think. But if you choose female, we have what they call bust options, but we have one bust size, if you know what I mean. We have one chest size, if you know what I mean. So that might be a consideration for some people, but the clothes are hard coded they're hard drawn, I should say, to look like this. So we also have teen, elderly, child, and dwarf, and all that really does is change the XY scale and or add some overlay wrinkles to the character's bust and their sprite. So you can definitely tell that this character is a bit more mature on their sprite because there are visible lines on their face. For the teen, it's just really a squashing down of the character sprite. The child, it's a squashing down further and kind of shrinking the sides in a bit. And for the dwarf, this is much more plausible for dwarf. It comes out. It does give us the lines again, though, which is very interesting. Like, what if I don't want the lines on my dwarf? What if I want my dwarf to look more youthful? Anyways, we'll go ahead and get this headwear off of this character. There are, let's say, 17 styles of headwear. You don't have to use the navigational arrows. You can just click directly on the name of the style. I would like in the future to see, and this video may very well become obsolete very, very quickly because Cube has made already several changes to the engine. I actually messaged him and asked for some features to be considered for RPG developer Backing, because the way that this exported sprites, it was not going to be friendly to use with that engine. And he worked very quickly to get those suggestions into a workable format. So now this tool works perfectly with Backing. So that was amazing. That was actually really, really cool. So if you're using RPG developer Backing, this tool will already work 100% with Backing immediately, like right out of the box right now. And any future updates that you get in terms of functionality or art assets from Low, which we're getting both of those updates, will just be a boon to your future development process. But we've got the headwear. We're going to go ahead and change the headwear. I would like to see these styles replaced with names, even if they're arbitrary. I think that would be better to have the names. That's the suggestion that I was going to make a little bit earlier. And now for main hand, we're going to say none. We're going to start with an NPC who has no particular weapons. We're going to start with the first outfit, which is already kind of badass, like Death Knight. Start with the first style of hair and no bangs. Go ahead and click adult so we can see this a little bit better. See both of these a little better. They're a bit larger, more in charge of the frame. I think the background is really, really pretty. The autumn scene, the falling leaves and the gray sky. It would be really cool if we could change this background, have some different varieties, because I'm sure that you'd like to kind of get a preview of what your character would look like against a foresty green or in a dark dungeon sort of background. So, but that's not even a complaint. It's just a nice to have. So for hair, we got our main hair, no bangs, facial hair, none. Outfit 1, no main hand or offhand weapons. Headwear, none. Head, let's pick shape 1. Let's pick male if I haven't done that already. There we go. And for ears, we'll keep those as human for now. Nose has 4 shapes. We'll click shape 1. You can also pick no nose, which gives you a Final Fantasy Tactics sort of style. So, because those characters don't have noses. And that's also prevalent in a lot of other games too. A lot of other RPGs, that design is popular. It's a popular choice. Eyes, we're going to go with male. It's nice to see the male and female eyes together in one menu. I really like that. That's what I want to see. I want to see the outfits to where you can choose the male or female outfits. That would kind of invalidate the gender setting up here, but I think that would be kind of a good move. Maybe. There's probably other ways to do it, probably better ways than my suggestion, but I would like to see that. So I would also love to see another body type added, because this is just simple scaling. I would like to see giants and demi-humans where they're much taller and then just gigantic. But I mean, you could make the argument that right now, just export the sprite that you want at a size that is appropriate for that, and that would make sense. But it would still be cool to see, since all of this other stuff is here and could be changed or basically selected by changing your export sizes anyway. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'll choose male 1 for eyes, eyebrows shape 1. Now we actually have eyebrows. And then we will go through and look at all of the animations for this character. So I'm going to zoom in, and we are currently on the walk animation. So a tooltip just appeared on the bust. We'll go ahead and put that in frame as well. Randomized character randomizes everything except for gender, body type, and main and offhand weapons. So when you're clicking randomized character, keep that in mind. If you would just like to randomize male presenting characters, click on the male gender and then click randomize character. If you want to randomize female presenting characters, you can click female and click randomize character. Colors picked with the color picker will be saved for future use automatically. And we can prove that is correct, because when we select any of our color pickers, we can see the custom colors that I made for when I introduced the tool. And you can also click reset right here, which is presented as text, but that's actually a button. We can click that and all of our custom colors will go away. Another tooltip, there are currently around 20 million character combinations possible, and that's without colors and bust options. And the bust options are entirely to do with this top part. The bust options, such as head shape, do not affect the walking map scene sprite. Nose does not affect the map scene sprite. Ears does not affect the map scene sprite. So actually the ears do. The elf ears do. That's good to know. I would have kind of been upset if that wasn't the case. It's obvious to see your character is an elf when you select elf ears. So that's really, really cool. Actually, if I select no nose, no, the sprite still has one. Only sometimes, though. It's not totally consistent, but that's fine. It's such a small detail. Who's going to complain? Using the character code function, you can always recreate your character and send it to somebody else. So you can copy this now if you'd like. If you'd like to use this exact character code, copy this to the clipboard, and then you can send it to somebody who has the character creator. They can paste it, and they can use the character that you have made. I don't think I really got into the file menu and the other menus up here in the corner, because I didn't think there was much functionality up here. We have exit under file. For edit, we have undo, which is really nice to have, and redo, which is even nicer because those are just rare to have. Cut, copy, paste, and delete. Reload, force reload, toggle developer tools, which all that does is bring up your console. Actual size, zoom in, zoom out, and toggle full screen. Under window, we have minimize, zoom, and close, and under help, that's empty. So I can see there being a lot added to these things later. And we've gone ahead and looked at all of the different angles for our walk sprite. Let's head right over to the next one, which is run sprite. I commented in the Discord that this would be very, very appropriate for mobile games. And I do think that Lowe's style does lend itself well to the mobile game market. I think they immediately look like they could be dropped into an RPG that was made for like Android or iPhone. And I don't mean that as a slight. I mean that as a good thing. There are people who prefer this style. The style is used a lot in, well, quite a few RPG games that I've seen on Android. And I think that it has to do with the way that the sprite is arranged. I don't know for a fact, but I'm guessing that just based on the amount of work that it would take to make these and to make them as sprite sheets, that these are probably rigged up as little pieces. And instead of being manually arranged on their own sheet and then layered, they are probably moved as if they had a rig of sorts. That's my guess. And if that's true, then that's happening on the back end of this program, invisible to the user. And the animation, which is made up of all these parts, is simply moved around. All of the parts on the rig are moved to form the next frame. That's what I'm thinking is happening, but I'm not claiming that that's happening. I suspect that is what it is. We have all of the sneak options if you desire a sneak in your game. If it is the other, and like they are just individual pieces placed on a sprite sheet and moved by hand, that would be a remarkably huge amount of work. Just about impractical. But I mean, in that case, I can see why they'd price it at $100. So we have an idle, we have a breathing sprite, and keep in mind that these are all 7 frames. So if your engine supports frames, which all the engines that I've shown on the channel do, they support as many frames as you want, basically, and whatever size sprite you want, basically, then you're good to go. You're good to go with RPG Developer Bocking. You're good to go with RPG Paper Maker. You're good to go with MV 3D. Should be good to go with Smile Game Builder even, but I think that the configuration, orientation of the sprite is a little bit different between SGB and Bocking. Unarmed idle, putting up your dukes. We have a punch. We have a kick. I like the kick. Get mad, kick something. We have an armed run. Here is where the sprites start to take into account the weapons in your main hand and offhand. So we can select sword. Offhand, we can select sword. Now this is like a Dark Knight sort of character. So I think this looks very appropriate. 2 swords. We can change this though to knife and sword, knife and knife, cutlass and great sword, katana and axe. Dual axes. We have a great axe. We have a spear. We have a staff, which I love the staff, the look of the staff. We have a bow. We have a shield. We have none. You can't have a bow in the second hand. We also have a crossbow for the main hand and a gun. Now, I would say blow the limits off of this thing. Throw all the main hand options right into the offhand. If a person wants to wield 2 guns, that's practical. 2 shields, 2 crossbows, that's not practical at all, but a person might still want to do it. So let them do it. Give them that control. That's what I say. They'll continue to add more art assets, as I've mentioned. And if you've got suggestions on how this could work with your engine of choice, you're more than welcome to join the Discord, which is linked on the toolsitch.io page. And Cube is very, very friendly. Extremely nice guy. Listens to feedback. There's a channel for feedback. There's a channel for bugs. We're going to go ahead and actually finish out looking at the animations. One-handed idle, one-handed swing. Oh, we better give him a weapon. Let's give him the great sword for that. That looks awesome. This is generating a weapon trail. You can turn that off if you like, if you don't want the appearance of the weapon trail. This is what it looks like when it's on. Whoosh. And that's off. No whoosh. Maybe you'd like to create your own whoosh. I don't know. You can turn off rendering shadow. It's not easy to see unless you're looking for it. There's no shadow here now. When I turn this on, there's a shadow in the background. That shadow will render with your sprite in the sprite sheets if you have this option checked. I named my last exported character Green Person. I'm going to name this guy Dark Knight. That's why it said Green Person there. I didn't notice that till now, so sorry. The one-handed swing. Here's the one-handed thrust. So if we have the next one, two-handed idle, two-handed swing, this means that you could facilitate a Soulsborne game with these sprites, which is pretty amazing. It's pretty awesome. That adds like $10 to the price tag already. Dual idle, dual swing. Dual swing is actually using the offhand weapon, it looks like, to make the attack. So if I click dual swing and then give him a weapon like the sword, you could kind of contextualize that he is hitting the foe with the greatsword in his main hand, but the real action's coming from the second weapon in the offhand. Bow idle. So this sprite is set up. There's no bow. So there's a check being ran to make sure I have a bow. And if I don't, it won't show up. But if I do, there it is. It'll show up. Otherwise, this won't show the bow because you didn't specify your character having a bow, and there won't be a bow there. But there's your character with a bow. All 8 directions. Bow attack. Now, does that look like a knock and draw and fire animation? Not really. Here from the side, it looks pretty good. It's not something I would be overly picky about, and actually that angle looks really good as well. So it's just some angles that I don't think are super ideal, but you can, again, you can contextualize this however you like, and this animation is only going to play for a few frames, and then this is going to be done, and that's going to be the enemy's turn or whatever, so not a huge deal. The gun attack, you don't see a gun because I don't have guns selected, and it's not going to do that for just anything, but we'll go ahead and pick crossbow. I can see crossbow works with the gun attack, and that's awesome. I love that. I love that sort of thing. Let's go ahead and get a gun, and now you can see the gun is shooting. I would like to see that check completely obliterated and just replace this with whatever weapon you've got. So if you want to do an animation where he's holding the sword, then just whatever default graphic placement that would have, just to give you an option for another animation that you can use at your own whim. That's what I would like to see. So the gun attack and the bow attack and the bow idle, I wouldn't make those check for main hand and offhand. I would just leave them wide open, because otherwise you wouldn't be using the animation anyway. But if you have the animation for your non-bow, non-gun, and it ends up looking cool, then you have another cool animation you can use. I mean, it could be a threatening gesture with the sword, you know, like, get out of here. Then there's guard. I like guard. I like guard a lot. Let's take that gun back out of the main hand. I've already gone through all of the weapons, so we'll leave our knight with a standard sword and shield. And now guard looks, no. Wrong button. Guard looks really badass right here. I like it a lot. I like these. There are some angles that I really like. I think look really, really cool. Now, amazingly, this comes with fish. So you can't beat that. We have fishing animations. Unreal. It's really cool to be so extra. Carry walk gives you an animation so that you've got something that you might want your character to carry over their heads. So also some extra stuff that's really cool to have. Nice to have for sure. Carry idle is an animation so your character can just stand there with the thing that they're carrying over their head. Cast is next. We're going to give our character a magic staff in their main hand to see when that might appear. For cast, it's not going to appear at all. So they're using sort of a innate magical ability for this animation. Then there's interact. This one's a bit strange for me. It's kind of like they're hitting their chest, like in Salute. That's probably what I would use that animation for. Interact, I would love if there was instead like a animation of the hand kind of reaching out for a little longer, a little straighter, as if you're either giving something or taking something. But I guess that this is probably used for hitting a switch really quick in a dungeon. Then there's kneel, and I like kneel. Kneel is pretty good. We have sit. If you don't want to use this with a chair, you can be edgy and use this up against a wall, and it'll look like your character's leaning, getting ready for you to approach them in the tavern so they can tell you their long, dark backstory. There's climb. It's really extra of this engine to have the climb animations, but we love climb, so that's really cool to have those. I don't like that it completely skips the front views, because we absolutely have where you might climb a rope and you would want to see the front of your character as you pan the camera around. So that one I would suggest adding the rest of the animations to. I don't know that they exist. I don't know that there's anything to add, but it would really benefit from the other animation angles. Then there's die. So we just have a left and a right. Oh, we have all of the side and back facing animations for those as well. And we don't have one where they're falling forward away from us or forward toward us. It looks like a really crazy dance when I just let it play on repeat. He's headbanging. All right, we're back to, actually we're into the poses now. So the poses, there's 10 of, and they don't have full 8 directional. So you could use these for a variety of reasons. It's pose 1. Pose 2, they could be singing. They could be delivering an evil monologue. That actually, to me, that seems what that looks like. You stupid heroes. What did you think was going to happen, walking into my trap like that? Pose 3, that's your win for sure. We did it. Pose 4, hands on hips, very serious. Pose 5, crying. Cry like the babies you are. Pose 6, actually we've got a little bit of bardic action going on. We're playing a guitar. I would love to see more instruments added. I would love to see an ability to select from the instruments. Pose 7, we've kind of got a little dance going on. Pose 8, we are snoozing. We're taking a siesta. This one, I would use this against a wall as well, facing down. Pose 9, we have a blacksmith action going on. This one's really cool. So I really love that this was included in with the rest. I do wish that we could get, this is really, really picky of me, but like, since we're using the character creator tool to generate the actual weapons and tools that we'll be using in-game, and we can't use our in-game graphics unless we export them with no main hand and no offhand and somehow layer our own onto the sprites, which is totally doable. I would love for us to be able to change the appearance of the hammer. And like I said, we could do that externally. It's like the hammer, the fishing pole, I want those to be changed, right? So I would just export this character. I would find the pose 9 sheet and the fish sheet, and I would simply replace the graphics of the fishing pole and the hammer. Now that's a gross oversimplification of the process. I know that there's a lot of work that goes into the art and then positioning, especially for the animations, but also for like the 8 directional consideration. So I know that it's, more time consuming and takes a little bit more patience and talent than that. But that's how you can do that if you must have different looking hammers, different looking fishing poles. And lastly, we have pose 10, and we've got a bit of a broom here, one of those nice hay or straw ended brooms. I have one of those. They work fantastic. They are great. You can't keep them around cats though. You have to have it like locked in its own little closet or hanging up. Our cat will eat the ends of it. And this one only has the one direction. We are at sleep now, which just has one direction. And then we reset back into walk. So we've gone through all of the animations. I want you to look now at the bust, and we're going to look at all the options for the bust. First of all, ears. We have human, we have elf. I would love to see other ears added, but human and elf are basically integral. They are necessary. So it's really cool that we have those two options. We just have one static pose. We don't have any animation to this, but we do have different expressions that get exported when you export your character. You can't preview how those different expressions look from inside this editor right now. It would be very nice to be able to preview those. Just have a little tool that would let you click through the different expressions. I would love that. Let's go through and click on the different noses. So there's the first nose, nice nose. Second nose, a little pointier, daintier. Third nose is larger. Fourth nose, very tiny. And of course, no nose. We'll go with the one that is a bit pointier for the character that I want to make. For eyes, we have male 1, Male 2, this is a bit more stressed out, or perhaps elderly, or perhaps sleepy. Male 3, more serious, a bit smaller. Male 4 is bigger. Male 5, more innocent. This is for a more youthful character. Male 6, female 1, very large eyes. Female 2, very bedroom-like eyes. Female 3, a bit bored-looking. Female 4, female 5, and female 6, female 7, and female 8. This gives the impression that the character is a bit elderly, I think. Female 9, or mature, I should say. Mature, not necessarily elderly. And then loops back to male 1. For eyebrows, we have shape 1, shape 2, they're a bit thicker. Shape 3, a bit more encompassing and down. Shape 4, we have a forehead wrinkle. Love that. And shape 5. Shape 5, they look a bit feminine to me. Shape 6 thins them out. And then none, which you might need no eyebrows if you're making sort of a piccolo-like character. Let's take a look again at let's go ahead and look at the hair now. We have main hair, and let's change the color of the hair since we haven't done that yet. Give you sort of an auburn hair. We'll look at the bangs in combination with the hair as well. But we have style 1, then style 2, a bit more messy. Style 3 is combed back. Style 4 is short. Style 5 is combed back but allowed to fall behind the ears. Style 6 is kind of Edo period, where they shave the top of their heads and leave the sides. Style 7, we've got a nice mohawk going on, or if not a mohawk, I don't know exactly what that's called. It's when you completely shave the sides of your head. It looks really cool though. Style 8, bushy. Style 9, unkempt, sort of fingers through the hair back. Style 10, we're starting to get into Saiyan territory now. Style 11, prim, proper. Style 12, snooty. Style 13, love this one. It's Millicent's hairstyle from Elden Ring, basically. That's how I know it. That's how I refer to it. Style 14, style 15, also kind of high class. Style 16, back into Saiyan. Style 17, a high tail. Style 18, a high tail with shaved sides. Style 19, long hair. And we should probably go ahead and turn our sprite around so that we can see what the hair looks like on the sprite. I didn't even think about that. My apologies. Style none, no hair, they're bald. So all of these different hair options do reflect on the sprite on the map scene. The preview below. This style 13, this is actually not Millicent's hair. This is this is pigtails. Very cute. Very, very cute. I wished it was just one, but you know, that's fine. Yeah, would love to have a single ponytail. We do have a high tail. That's great. No single ponytail for me, though. No Millicent's hair. Still very nice looking, though. All right, so then with the bangs also update. You can choose a different color for the bangs. I'm going to choose the same color for congruency to make sure they match. In other words, what color did I pick last time? That and then that. There we go. So there's style 1 bangs, style 2, style 3, style 4. That looks really cute on the sprite below. Style 5, style 6, style 7, style 8, style 9, and none. All right, so facial hair. This is where things can get really interesting. You have none, you have style 1, which is a mustache. You have a mustache and the rogue beard, as I call it. You have the mutton chops with mustache. You have a full beard and mustache. You have just the little rogue beard. You have just the mutton chops. Please don't do that. And you have beard with mutton chops and none. So you have a good configuration there, a good set of combinations. I like them. All right, for the outfits, we have outfit 1. We have outfit 2, and this is using the default blue color scheme that I've got. Well, it's not necessarily default. It's just what I landed on when I generated my character randomly. But just take a look at the outfit, then we'll change the colors and go through them again. Outfit 3, bulkier. Take a look at the change in the sprite below. That's great. Outfit 4, a bit more sword mage-like. Outfit 5. Outfit 6, now we're getting into mage territory. Outfit 7. Outfit 8. It's more captain, like that a lot. Outfit 9, coat. Outfit 10, outfit 11. I like that one a lot. The Wandering Wizard, outfit 12. This one, armor, coat, and cape. Outfit 13. Outfit 13 reminds me of a Dragon Quest main character, very much so. This is definitely the hero of the Luminary. Outfit 14 also gives me a Dragon Quest vibe. Outfit 15, the punk friend who joins your team and just uses fist weapons. Outfit 16, another Dark Knight. Outfit 17, this is much more Paladin-like. Outfit 18, this is NPC material for sure. I like it. What's the female version of that look like? Dramatically different. We'll take a look at that soon. Outfit 19, nobility or military. Outfit 20, definitely NPC. And none. This is your vagabond class. So, outfit 1's female variant. Outfit 2's female variant. Color scheme does not match. That's likely a bug. Something that could be reported as of this video. Outfit 3, Knight. That doesn't look too different. That covers basically the differences between the male and female sprites. Outfit 4, outfit 5, outfit 6. I like that one. That one's cute. Kind of spacey almost. Outfit 7 looks really cool. It's very merchanty, actually. You could use this in a variety of contexts. You could say it's a merchant. You could say that it's a pirate. Outfit 8 has princess or nobility vibes because of the hand pieces. Outfit 9, outfit 10, very cute. Outfit 11, I like this one a lot. This is very kunai compared to the male version of the outfit, Wandering Wizard. This doesn't give me wizard. This gives me Misao from Rurouni Kenshin almost. Outfit 12, outfit 13, definitely still in that Dragon Quest vibe for me. Outfit 14, outfit 15, outfit 16, still a punk, still uses fist weapons, still very much hit you in the shoulder and call you bro. Outfit 17, and outfit 18. Outfit 19, very princess-like, very pretty. Outfit 20, and none. And of course we have modesty. So that's really cool. We're going to look at the headwear now. That's none. This is style 1, style 2, a crown, style 3, style 4, full-on helmet, style 5, silver helmet, 6, fuller helmet, 7, helmet with visor over eyes only, style 8, Goblin Slayer. Okay, there's a point that I want to make about the clipping of different assets here. You can see this character's hair, their bangs, I believe. No, it's part of their main hair. And this was addressed by the programmer when questioned about it in the Discord. They said, yeah, there's got to be some combinations where there's going to be clipping or other undesirable things that you might see depending on the combination. I'm rephrasing. But instead of go through and try to eliminate all of those, they did what I consider to be the correct path, and they decided to just let you, the creator, have at it. You have the choice of what to sift through, say that doesn't look right with that, so I'm going to have to pick something else. You'll make the discovery of what might not work with something else as you explore, and you'll adjust your character creation accordingly. It would take an impractical amount of time to make sure that certain combinations that wouldn't necessarily look ideal together simply weren't presented or were fixed. So I agree with them totally on that note. That's how I would handle it as well. So in this case, I would probably change the bangs to none, and the style of hair, I might pick, well, this might be a little bit different because like none of the hair is going to work with this hood for the bust. So if it's as simple as just resizing the hood, which I'm sure it's not that simple, maybe they could get away with a quick fix. Otherwise, we have to infer that this character does have hair, but you can't see because it's under the hood. And we'll simply say that in the crater that she has no hair. So that's how I'll fix that for my game. No problem. Now, for the next headwear, style 10, that's very pretty, very white magey. Style 11, finally we have a witch hat. We can give her hair back now. Style, actually I want her to have the long hair with that. Style 19, that sprite looks great. I love that hat. I like a big hat. I really, really love a big hat. Headwear 12 is a scarf over the mouth, mask, and the hood. It's just the sort of Royal Guard visor up over the brow. 15 is another witch hat. 16 is a nun's cowl. There's a name for that. I don't know a habit. 17, more of a Middle Eastern headdress, I believe. And then, of course, nun. There's different head shapes we have that will change the sort of cheek outline, chin, and jaw. Shape 2, shape 3, shape 4, and shape 5. Back to shape 1 with the pointy chin. We cannot change the mouth appearance. That's going to be something that changes with the expressions, I would say, that are exported with this. And by the way, let's go ahead and take a look at those expressions. So just to make sure that this can export very quickly, I'm going to toggle none of these animations and just export. Oh, you have to select at least one. So just the walk then. I wish it would let us select none, and then we could say, pick whatever export method. But when we hit export, then it would just be the busts. So that saves as a zip file. I put it in my downloads folder. I'm just going to right click on Dark Knight RPG blocking.zip. Very nice with the naming conventions. Makes it really easy to identify what you're doing. Go into the Dark Knight folder and we'll look at the 10 expressions now. So this is the first one, the second one, and I was right. It looks like it just changes the mouth only. The third, the fourth, very displeased. The fifth, the sixth, the seventh, the eighth, I like that. The ninth, I like that too. And the 10th, angry. And then we go into the animations. So back to the tool. And now I'm going to make my character, Voyagersmusic, who is a bard. Tall order, that one, but we're going to need the big hat because they like a good hat. This is the closest I can get. Their color scheme is red everything. The eyes are red as well because they are an aura. I originally made them in Final Fantasy XIV. We're going to keep the long hair. That's just the closest that I can get to one of Voyage's hairstyles in this crater. This much I know. They have blue hair. Probably about that blue. Pretty primary, and then down a few shades. That's their blue. And then for bangs, I'm gonna explore the bangs. And I wish there was a bang that went over the eyes, like real edgelord hours, Who's up? I'm up for that. Outfits, Voyage is not a strictly female presenting. So I'm looking for something that's a bit bardic, but doesn't have like the dress, but is still kind of androgynous. So not skirts, not dresses, not that. Not anything with boob mail, so to speak. And not seeing anything that I would put Voyage in specifically. So if you go to the male options, this still looks like Voyage because, like I said, they are androgynous. If I shrank them down, nah, they can stay an adult. They're very, very tall anyway. So, where was I? Outfit. Looking for something that's bardic. And let's go ahead and change the color to red so that I get a little bit more of that feeling of accuracy because they do wear a lot of red. I might put them in outfit 10 if I have nothing else. I love how these outfits look though. I like the color selection very much. Outfit 14 is not too far from what I'd put them in. I'd probably put them in outfit 18 is very casual. 19. Probably 19. They do like to wear things that are loud. I can put them in 19. I could also put them in outfit 2, but that looks a bit heavy. I'll go with 19. Or actually, let's go 14. Let's go 14 for Vierge. Okay, looking good so far. Their skin is a light blue. Let's see if I can get the right tone. That's actually not too far since they have a lot of scales that are really dark. So we'll keep that. We'll keep that. I'm going to change the color of their bangs to red because they do color their hair with I can't remember what they call the berries in Final Fantasy XIV now. It's been too long. They use the berries to dye their hair. And now for head shapes, probably going to go with shape 3. Do I like the nose? I do like the nose. Nose will stay how it is. We'll go with elf ears since I default to elf features if I can't find the lizard-like features that make up the aura. And the eyebrows. Now next, the eyes. What do I think are most representative of Vierge's eyes? Something a bit plain, a bit forlorn perhaps. But then again, kind of like that. Just kind of though. Probably male 3. I might go male 4. Male 4. I would actually change my mind about the outfit because I want to see the arms covered. Actually, outfit 20 is fine because now the arms are covered. They don't have a lot of outfits where they show off their whole arms. The main hand will now all be a bow. They use a bow. That's their main. So now we have run, sneak, idle, unarmed idle, punch. Don't do much of that. Kick, armed run. Oh, we gave you a shield. We're going to make that a nun. Nunya. One-handed idle. One-handed swing. One-handed thrust. Two-handed idle. Two-handed swing is invalid. There's nothing to swing. Dual swing. Still got a bow. Bow idle. Bow attack. There we go. I've made Vierge Siebzen. And I'm actually out of time, so I will have to stop here. I did manage to create Vierge and step through as many of the features in the engine as I hoped to. I would say that if you are the kind of developer who is a hobbyist and $100 is actually more accessible to you than it might be the next person, this is worth it. But it really depends on what engine you're going to be working in. Can you work with sprite sheets? Can you take the pieces of the export and put them together? If not, can you get onto the Discord and let Cube know exactly what kind of requirements your engine has to import this kind of asset? And I'm sure that Cube would consider looking into getting the assets arranged for your engine of choice. For things like RPG Maker, Paper Maker, it's going to go into that engine just fine. For something like Unity, Unreal, I'm not familiar with those engines. You may have a process by which you put characters in, and it may work perfectly as is. It does say on the page that they import into Godot, so no issues there. For the other kinds of developers who are just trying to get by on as free as possible, you're not going to be able to find this accessible. It's $100. It's likely to be more expensive than any of the other tools that you could be using. If you are on a really tight budget, this won't be for you, unfortunately. That's not to say that it's not worth it. It's just not going to be accessible to those devs who have those lower budgets. However, I would wholeheartedly, highly recommend this head and shoulders above and beyond Vizistella's Stella character generator. If you are considering saving for that, and you need a very diverse assortment of sprites and you need the bus graphics, I would continue saving and invest in this instead. I have gotten on to Stella's character generator quite a bit in the past for its price point, and then they doubled the price. So if I get onto it much more, they might double it again. But there's a couple of other issues with that character generator that I have. And I'll kind of air that out along with another critique I have about this one. And the tooltip here is very timely because this is exactly what I'm going to talk about next, that there are currently 20 million character combinations, right? This doesn't really matter. So if you have one character, but you can position the nose in any one of 12 spots on the face, then you've got 12 different character combinations. If you can adjust the eyebrows in one of 12 spots, now you have 144 character combinations. However, all of those combinations are going to look almost identical to one another. So the variation has to be there for that claim, that whether it's a claim or a statistical fact, to give it true validity. You have to be able to make the characters as widely diverse as possible for it to matter. So for a character like Stella, I see same face syndrome very, very, very quickly for a generator rather like Stella's. And in this, I could see same face being a big problem with the 10 exported bus graphics. You do get to change the eyes, but it's always going to be the same 10 mouths, no matter who's talking, no matter who's angry at each other, no matter who's celebrating or giving dialogue. So you do have the ability to access those files and edit them externally, which is absolutely fine. But that is just another point against it that I would make, because that point is something that I would make against any of the character creators that are out there. So I would absolutely consider adding more styles. If you could take the assets of the engine and integrate imported assets like what Grindalf's character creator does, or what the Aurora character generator does, or I think Caramel allows you to do the same thing. I'm not actually sure about that one because I haven't dove into that one yet. If you could somehow provide the user, the client, with a list of folders where they could put their own different things and then have those things be integrated into the animations. I realize how difficult that could be, but if it is a sort of Dragon Bone-like system on the back end, you could provide an example, like one graphic in each of those folders. And if it turns out that I'm quite mistaken about how this does work, and it ends up being a single graphic that's in like 200 positions on a sheet, and the engine just intelligently selects which of those positions it needs to display for the resulting sprite sheet before it generates it, then that's impractical, and we wouldn't really be able to do a whole lot with that as creators who want to add our own assets. But if it does turn out that it's just a handful of these different graphics that represent, say, her bow or their bow that they have, then yeah, I totally think an artistic creator could get in there, change that graphic, play around with it, and let the generator take advantage of new assets. And I especially think that it would be possible, if not for the sprite, then for the bust. And even if the bust graphic didn't match the sprite, I would still put those options in, because I might want to make just a visual novel, and I might not care about the sprites that are generated at all, which is another reason why I think it would be fine if you turned off sprite export altogether and just allowed us to export busts as an option. So that's kind of what I think, for this to be more accessible, or to reach those who might buy it but are on the fence now because they may not agree with the aesthetic or the style, or that there is a limitation. However true it is that we have 20 million combinations, a limitation on the uniqueness of each individually created sprite or bus graphic, that allowing them to add their own assets could be a huge, major selling point for this. So that's none of that is a slight against this tool. I think this tool is really, really cool. I think its price point could be absolutely justified. It will depend on the type of project you are making. You will have to be okay with this aesthetic in particular. It does remind me very much of the cell phone style. That's not, again, so many disclaimers. I don't want anybody to take me the wrong way. I like Lowe's art style very much, but I do recognize there are many, many, many art styles. And so this art style might not be what you're looking for. So if you do like this art style though, and you're okay with the combinations of characters that you can make with the outfits that are there now, or if you are really looking forward to future outfit additions, then I would say that this is absolutely something for you. And if you need to create a large amount of characters and you're not too worried about the player recognizing that an NPC from the first town might look like the 18th NPC that they meet in the 16th town that's procedurally generated in their game 16 hours into gameplay, then absolutely, this is a great tool for you. Eventually, if you're using so many NPCs, They might start to kind of look a little bit alike, but I think that this still be a great way to make NPCs fast for your game. You have so many animations. That's where this thing really shines, is the animations that it makes. And the bus graphics that are included. Only Stella does bus graphics with the generated sprite, and Stella is, I think that's its strongest point, but this actually really challenges that. Other than that, I think I've been over all the points that I wanted to go over. If you're working on a team and a lot of the people in your team have this engine, you can share the character code, which makes that really useful. So you're not just like constantly sending each other entire sprite sheets, because this thing can really pack a punch and export a lot of data at once. You can change a lot of colors. You can hit randomize. We can just go ahead and randomize a bunch of different characters right now, and they'll look very different from one another. But, you know, at some point, if this guy here takes off his hat, that's it. That's a significant amount of variation that's already going away. That guy looked pretty cool. That guy looks really cool. He's like the Goblin King. He actually looked a lot like Aaron's father from Attack on Titan. Not Aaron's. He looked like the Beast Titan is what he looked. Oh God, did I just spoil something? We're going to go ahead and end this video here. I hope that you enjoyed, and I hope to do more videos about this very soon. I'd like to cover the updates and stuff that happen with it, because I think that it's a big deal in the game making world. And just one final note, one last consideration I would make is that no matter what characters that you do make in this, you do have to consider, and I caution this with all character making engines, somebody else can make the exact same character for their game. And you've got to be okay with that. You can't challenge that they made your character, because these are ultimately interpretational pieces that go together that you get to assemble. You're given the license to assemble them when you buy this engine and put them together for your commercial project. But that same license is available to everybody else who gets it. It's not exclusive to you. So just something to consider. So your main character might look a lot like my merchant. But that's, again, not a slight against the tool. We're seeing a lot of, ooh, it's me, but green. I love it. We're seeing a lot of different really cool characters get randomly generated. I think that this would be a great addition to anybody's tool set. All right, guys, thank you very much for watching. Comment anything you like down below. If you stuck with me this far, thanks very much for watching, and I'll definitely be doing more about this in the future. Let me know what your thoughts are on any of the points that I've covered, on any of the features that I've covered. I'd love to discuss this stuff. Join the Amalgam Archive Discord linked below. Go check out the Discord for this tool on its itch page. I'll put a link to it in the description below as well. And I'll see you next time. Have a great rest of your day. Bye for now.